That's for Amy.
Sup?
What's happening, man?
What's happening? I'll tell you what's happening. The
Sports.
aliens are here. The aliens.
The aliens.
Just take it away from him. Under 4 left. The barn is alive again.
Yeah, it's a
52,
sports show.
51, Illinois.
Got me in my hormones, all gas, no brakes, score 4-0. If you think you own this place, you get foreclosed. I've been in my head, but it's not
Okay. Hold on. You're picking the scab, and
I'm
before
just saying.
listen, before it starts, I just got to say this, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sports Show, episode 270 at Sports Show Podcast on the Instagram. The Sports Show TV. Look for the blue and white logo. That's on the YouTube. Podbean, Spotify, iTunes, CJSW 90.9 FM on the third Tuesday of every month. As we told you, you are listening to the season finale. Remember, we're taking a break for August. We're doing the CJSW show for August, but we will be back come that September long weekend. It's going to be fantastic.
I'm already excited about it.
Now, we got to segue off of sports here.
One second.
For one second. Just bear with us. Bear with us. Mitch, go ahead.
I'm telling you, okay, so I'm minding my business, right?
Of course.
You know me, I'm a peruser. Flipping through, U.S. congressional hearing. Oh, what's this one about? You know what I mean? All of a sudden they're saying, we're going to talk about the aliens. Okay, now, I think we talked about behind the scenes where in the last year, they're posting a whole bunch of stuff. The Pentagon's coming out going, hey, take a look at this video. We can't figure it out. Blah, blah. And you're like, okay, why are you guys showing us all this stuff?
That's right.
And then all of a sudden they're like, yeah, let's sit down and have a chat about it. And a whole bunch of experts and people that are part of this whole organization come out.
Not expert, a whistleblower.
Whistleblower, yes, thank you.
He's
Comes
a whistleblower.
Out. Now, I have a thing about this whistleblower. I can't remember his name. I apologize.
Something Grutch. Anyways, we'll look it up later.
That gentleman didn't look right.
Listen,
he just didn't look right.
Thank you. So me and the DN.
Yeah.
The Honorable DN.
The Honorable.
the Honorable DN. Yes, of course. Honorable. Yes, he is, of course. Yes. So he sends me a message out of the blue, right? This is how I heard it, right?
Who sent you a message?
The Honorable. We're so funny, right?
I think we are.
So he's like, tell me you've seen this. I go, I heard something about it. I go, but no, I haven't. So he's like, I know you're going to love it. We've been on analysis all week. So my first instinct was, I'm too impulsive. So I'm like, oh my God, wow, earth shattering. Uh-oh. But then I always pump my brakes. And I'm a little bit of a, let's put the other shoe on type of guy here. Okay? Yeah. My thing with this guy, and for those that don't know, basically there's a whistleblower that worked for the U.S. intelligence, somewhat had access in that division of finding and retrieving UFOs or UPAs as they call them. Basically, he's Men in Black.
He's Will Smith.
Yeah, but he doesn't have the pen, right?
Yeah,
he's more of like he can drive the car, but he doesn't have the pen to erase your memory.
Right.
Okay, so he comes out basically. He's saying that a bunch of people have told him that not only have they found planes, but they found pilots that are of a different species. Basically, he's saying, yeah, we got alien bodies. That's what he's trying to say.
That's what he said.
Okay, so
without saying
it, but saying it. My thing, so the first I go DN, Honorable DN. I said, something's not right here.
Right.
How does a guy come out and just start unloading this? What if he's is he maybe an undercover spy, a double agent? Something's not right with him. This is all too fancy schmancy, convenient for me.
I look at it from the point of view, it just doesn't, it's fascinating to me.
But it's not bigger news.
It's not bigger news. That's all I was going to say about it. You got Elon Musk trying to fight Zuckerberg. You've got a million other things going on in this world, and that doesn't take the headlines of not just North America, the world. And so what that shows me is maybe we already thought this was real, and so we're like, who cares? Okay, finally somebody admitted to it. How does that change my day-to-day? How's this fixing inflation? Because it's not. I'll tell you that. It's not.
It's not.
I don't know. I just find it really weird.
I don't know, man.
For me, the news sources like that.
Too much.
It's too much. But you being big sci-fi nerd that you are, this has got to be your dream come true.
I'm one step closer to Luke Skywalker.
This is what I was thinking
I'm
about.
one step closer.
I literally was watching this thing for a minute, and I was like, Dimitri and his groupies of all these Star Wars and Trekkies and all you guys must be on cloud 9. I told you, Ma. I told you.
These toys will come in handy. So when they're coming and exterminating the Earth, they're going to have a little appreciation for us nerd folk.
So funny. So funny. There it is. It starts. It's the finale. Season 7 is coming to a close. And what a year it's been. Now, sometimes we'll do like a year-end show and go over the things that happen. We could have did that. I didn't. I want to just stay on this train. I just want to end the year. Little rapid banter, little fun. You saw a whole bunch of things that me and Dimitri did solo. We're going to do it together this time. It's always fun with two. We're going to have some fun. Stand back. There's some topics here that I promise you, if you know us and you watch the YouTubes. And by the way, the guy that or the girl who got off the subscription, you know what? We know who you are. We're coming for you.
Yeah.
We're going to find out everything. I'm going to burn your house down. Okay, I'm
you know
not.
what? No,
maybe
no.
not.
No,
Maybe
no. Maybe that's a little
Don't
far
unsubscribe. I'll burn your house down.
Yeah. The following message does not reflect the opinions and ideas of everyone on the podcast.
You know, we're just trying to make it. Just leave it there. You don't have to watch. If you don't watch, don't watch. Don't unsubscribe.
If you're unsubscribing from the sports show, we don't want you anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't want you anyways. If you're that person, I'm sorry, Flakecast 47, whoever you are.
Right.
You know, like, we don't want you. That's not the type of friend we need in our circle.
Yeah, just go on to the other ones as though you like watch them all. You don't watch them all.
Thank you. That's not someone we want in the locker room.
Yeah.
That's not roster material.
No.
So go ahead and go back to your cat videos.
That's right.
Yeah.
Go back to your cat videos.
Go to your cat videos.
All right, we're gonna start off this pod with some sports. We're gonna have some fun.
Sure.
First off, a little sad note, but little thoughts and prayers go to Bronny James. Who's that? That's LeBron James' son. I don't know if you heard about this the other day.
Oh, geez, man.
He practices and plays now. This will be his first year. He just came out of high school. He's a top recruit, 5-star recruit for basketball, like his dad. He's trying to get to the NBA so he can play with his dad. Kind of a cool little story that could happen in the next year. He had cardiac arrest on the court the other day, literally kind of like what happened with Hamlin out in Buffalo. Thank God the medical officials got out there, fixed him up, was in obviously hospital. Apparently he's now out, but thoughts to him, and hopefully he's okay.
Yeah, that's a tough one, man. That is scary stuff.
18 years old. Like 19 years old, yeah. All right, so I was cruising the nets. Now, I was looking for stuff, and I fell into the alien stuff, okay?
Yeah.
But speaking of the crazy alien stuff, there's probably a bigger thing going on in the world, and I can see why people don't want to talk about the aliens, because there's bigger things going on, like Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift is literally the biggest thing in the world. It's not even close.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
All right. First thing I found on the internet. Travis Kelce. Yeah, tight end. Kansas City. One of the best of all time. He was trying to reach out to her.
Really?
He goes, listen, I reached out to her people. I had a friendship bracelet I wanted to give her. Had my number on it, number 87. And, maybe get something. But she declined the offer. She didn't want to meet the guy. Taylor Swift doesn't like the NFL guys.
Guy had front row at the ESPYs.
Yeah.
What's her problem?
I don't know. This is the thing. Is she too big for her britches?
Maybe. But she is the T-Swift.
She is the T-Swift.
You do have to demand a lot. And you know what, Travis?
Lot, yeah.
Maybe you were trouble when you walked in.
Well, you know what I think? I think a bracelet just wasn't enough. If you ask me, like you're trying to get the bracelet to give to a mega superstar,
right?
Who's selling out arenas and doing other stuff. And I'm about to tell you what she also did. You got to come up a little stronger in your game, son.
I think so. You know, with all the coordination and planning that you have to go in, week out in the NFL, you think that there was a better game plan.
Right.
But you know whose fault this is?
Who's that?
It's Patrick Mahomes.
I was thinking the same thing.
Because Patrick Mahomes is not, he needs to direct traffic. Like you can't just let the tight end loose.
Yeah, you can't let him
The tight end's got to follow a route.
Mahomes could have helped you out.
Mahomes should, be a quarter friend.
That's a good friend.
That's a great friend. If
you might be a killer on the NFL field.
Sports show killer.
But you ain't no killer outside those doors, it looks like. No killer instinct for Kelce. All right, second thing. So I'm perusing, minding my business, trying to find some good material. I find another Taylor Swiftie thing. Ooh. She's down in Seattle. She's doing her concert. I don't know if you've seen some of these concerts that she has. Like if you Instagram reel, like girls are just singing up their songs in subways and in cars and whatever. Aaron Rodgers is on video like just going nuts at MetLife Stadium for her. Like by the way, have you seen a bigger smile on somebody's face than Aaron Rodgers?
Dude, it reminds me of the day I got out of the restaurant industry.
It's unbelievable. He is
Like,
so
happy.
Yeah.
Happy.
But with that being said, she was in Seattle the other day doing her concert. And now let me take you guys back in the DeLorean. 2008, Marshawn Lynch had a huge run against the New Orleans Saints in a playoff game, flipping around, twisting around, knocking guys off. The crowd was so intense and the thing was so big that it actually registered on the Richter scale. Okay, the crowd noise.
Yeah,
and
I
everything.
heard that. I remember that. I do.
Taylor Swift broke that record.
Wow.
Her and her girls got together, and her fans, and whoever is a fan, got together 2.3 on the Richter scale at her concert the other day in Seattle. Now, here's two things. Number one, that's impressive. Number two, is Seattle too light? Like, is there something wrong with Seattle? How's a concert registering an earthquake?
That's a really rambunctious crowd.
That's
hey?
a good crowd.
You know, like everyone, imagine if Seattle had like Oakland's edge.
Yeah.
Like you would not want to go in between. Like,
No,
don't go there.
no,
No.
you stay away from that.
Oh, gee.
Well, let me
Wow.
ask you. Great debate.
Uh-oh.
Here we go. Taylor Swift concert now that you see it, or an NFL playoff game? Seems like they both have great crowds.
In a perfect world, Super Bowl with T Swift at the halftime show.
What? Has she not done it?
If she, I don't know. Actually, you should look.
I don't think she has.
I don't think she has.
I don't think she has. Well, it's because
She should.
I'll tell you what will happen. People will buy the tickets to come see her and not the Super Bowl. Better
That's
be a good
right.
Super Bowl.
That's right. I think
And
overall,
what if Kelsey's there?
Yeah,
Then it's awkward.
You know what?
Now it's
Listen,
awkward.
It's awkward. Well, now there we go. Right. Listen, I think I still got to go with the NFL playoff game. Not by much.
Not by a lot.
Not by much.
I'm not gonna lie. I think I might turn into a Swiftie here. She's got. I respect her.
Turn
game.
into.
Yeah. All right. From there, we'll jump over to the NHL. A couple small things on the docket. I thought,
Okay.
hey, let's bring it up and have a little fun. So I was gonna put I did have a list together of the free agents that still haven't been picked up because there's a couple of big names on there.
Yeah,
Matt Dumba didn't get picked up yet. Phil Kessels. Hey, keep the streak alive.
You guys are all missing. You're missing it here.
Hey, Calgary. He's a three-time Stanley Cup champion. He's got the streak. You guys are on the losing end of everything right now. Go get him.
Yeah.
I don't care if he sits and eats hot dogs all day upstairs. Motivational guy.
You know what I want for Kessel?
What do you want?
You know what I want for him to end his career? I want him to go to Toronto and be the reason why they win the Stanley Cup.
Oh my God, that would be phenomenal.
Like that would just be, and then take a dump in it.
True Living, go get Kessel.
Get him!
right now.
I think Kessel's too good for Calgary.
Buddy, how amazing was it last week when I told you that Phil Kessel had the day of the Stanley Cup? The guy's an American. The guy won 2 cups in Pittsburgh, one in Vegas, and he insists on taking it to Toronto.
Like, do not upset Phil Kessel.
Man, I love this guy.
Talk about a guy who holds a grudge.
I like what he did. No, he's got a point.
He's got a great point.
He's got a point. So, Dumba not picked up yet. Kessel not picked up. Patrick Kane not picked up. Again, that one's more of a big contract.
I get
But guess who got picked up? Tarasenko.
The Tarasenks.
1 year, though, in Ottawa.
Not bad.
I know, but what does that say, though?
What does that say
year.
about him?
Exactly.
Yeah, I get it.
What do you think?
Perfect addition for the Senators.
Right.
So hot take, early prediction.
Let's hear it.
This is the year that
This is the
year coming up,
Yeah.
23-24, where the El Senatores,
Right.
they make the playoffs. I'm calling it from now.
Okay. I think they better. How about that? They have basically everything they
Agreed.
need now.
Agreed. They have everything they need.
They got everything they need. They got the goalie from LA.
They got him.
They got him. They got Chichirik. Is that his name? The guy from Arizona. They got him. Chitrin. Thank you. They got him. They got a list of all-stars on the front. They lost it. Yeah, Giroux and the other Kachuk. They're fine. This team is good. I agree with you. A couple years ago, we had them as a dark horse.
They got a New
still
Jersey
didn't do it.
Devils thing. They're like an underdeveloped New Jersey Devils.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Devils, let's talk about our Calgary Flames right now because I said to myself, hey, there wasn't a lot of NHL talk,
Right.
obviously, but real quick. 2 trade rumors are on the docket here in Calgary. Let's talk about them. Hanifin, 2 jersey for Dawson Mercer. You like that? Now here's a Hanifin guy that's American And he said, I just don't want to be in Calgary. Get rid of me.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's the thing. Truthfully, I don't know a lot about this Mercer guy. I've seen some highlights. I've seen some stats. Looks okay. I don't know.
I think the bigger story here is that there's a fire sale in Calgary.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people that want to leave.
Yeah.
Just cut them loose. Get the best available you can.
I agree.
But my whole take on things is, if you're going to rebuild, then put some thought into it as well.
Agreed.
Right? Put some, like, if you're trading for, because for me, if a player doesn't prove themselves and you're just kind of, then just get the picks. Because to me, sometimes the picks are more valuable.
I agree. Listen, the picks are always good for other things too down the line, like if something
the trade
comes
bay,
available,
whatever.
yeah,
So
right.
that's the only thing. I don't know much about this guy. Could be a great deal, and in 5 years, we're like, boy, are we glad we did something like that. You never know. I get it, but just as long as there's somewhat of a direction.
Yeah.
As opposed to last year, like Vancouver, for example, where Vancouver, like, what are you doing? Like Vancouver is a team where the GMs were clearly on the sauce. One day they're rebuilding, and then the other day they're trying to get a first rounder, and then they're trading their first round. Like,
I know.
You know,
so
don't
nuts.
do that. That's all I care about. But people want out.
I couldn't agree more. I think if Craig Conroy has the green light, which I don't think he does, is the thing, to basically, I wouldn't call it a rebuild. It's just like, do what's needed to get this team back on track. But here's the thing, and we haven't really talked about it as much, but here's the thing. It's the community right now in the NHL. Like, what is there, 700 and something players as a community, okay?
Yeah.
These guys talk. If you guys are all
very
mistaken if you don't think. We come from a small community here in Calgary. And trust us, when something happens that's major, we all know about it. Case in point, real quick.
Sorry, the NHL are the girls that go to the washroom together. I don't care what you say.
Right, that's right.
I don't care what you think.
Yeah.
They're all talking.
They are all talking. And remember Babcock, right? He gets fired from, where was he?
Toronto.
And how many players came out and just lambasted this guy, right? Where he had to literally leave hockey for a little while, and now Columbus picks him up years later going, we'll just put him around here. You know what I mean?
Columbus.
Yay. I know, there's another one. Maybe John knew something. But anyways, the point is, it's a small community, and what worries me is that these guys are all talking. And they're getting their way, and they're going to get their way. Let's just make that. And I just don't want guys coming to Calgary going, oh, great, I'm coming to Calgary. Like, man, this used to be a storied city to play in.
Right.
And I don't know what happened along the way, but it's not.
So remember
good.
earlier, just now in the podcast, we talked about how Aaron Rodgers, you never seen a bigger smile on his face, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, man, like, okay, now we can see this was a two-pronged problem,
100%.
right? Between him and ownership, and it's for the better for everybody.
Yeah.
We can all agree. So with Calgary, you know, what's interesting is you just had this big build-up, this run-up of players. The team was perpetually getting better, it felt like, so on and so forth. But then when it stopped, it all stopped.
100%.
And you're like, everyone was pissed off?
Yeah. But here's the next trade that's coming up. This is the last one I found. This is, to me, evidence that Calgary's not being respected. Follow me on this. Right now on the docket, there's Elias Lindholm and David Vladar, okay? Two great players here in Calgary, for Logan Couture and William Eklund. Now, William Eklund is more of a up-and-coming guy.
Is Logan Couture playing still?
This is exactly what I'm talking about. I saw this trade yesterday. So I literally Googled flame trades, like, give me some juice, give me something.
Give me a rumor, yeah.
And these were the two big ones. The Hannafin one I knew, and I heard maybe the Toronto one. I had mentioned it on the pod before. This one just came up, and this one's the more latest one. And I'm looking at this, and I'm like, this is the most disrespectful thing. I get it. Logan was good years ago, but Elias is good now. And the fact that this is even on the docket, what does this prove? That no one wants to be here, man. This is bothering me.
This is my fear.
Yeah.
If you're gonna fire sale the team, you're obviously rebuilding, right?
Then just say it.
Okay, then just go and do it. Like, what do you need an old, like, he's not even that old, but he's old. Like, he's not effective.
He's
not coming to be
effective.
like, oh, thank goodness we got Logan Couture. Like,
He's
this
not
is
effective.
Like,
no.
come on, you guys. And this is the problem I have. See, even from a business standpoint, this is, if I was Craig Conroy and you're my Aginla, right? I go, hey, by the way, I would do that for you.
Well, I appreciate that.
Okay,
That's very
I
nice
would
of
do.
you.
I would bring you in. Okay.
Thank you.
Little operations, right? Okay.
The honorable.
So if Conroy's smart, like if this was me, I'd be like, wow, listen, I basically got the job.
Right.
I have about a couple years of gimme putts right now where I don't got to do anything.
Sure.
I would fire sale the whole team and start from like, what do I care?
I think
like Conroy's job is protected.
Yeah.
For 2 to 3 years.
You think so?
Yes. If he's smart enough to play the game a little bit. This is why Treliving back though goes, well, I got handcuffed. I don't want my name on this.
That's
stand.
right.
I'm out. Sorry, no. Hey guys, we're good. If I'm Conroy, I'm like, hold on a second, guys. Listen, we got to do a rebuild. We got to go. By the time they figure out whether he did a good job or a bad job, you're 3-4 years in.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree. This is what you got to do, Craig Conroy. You're at your desk. Murray Edwards, the owner, comes walk. Hey, how you doing? Pokes his head in, right?
Yeah.
How you doing over there? I don't know. You tell me. Play it. Play it up.
Play
Craig.
it.
It's crazy. Put it all on Treliving. How could he have made this trade?
It's the Greek
You
way.
see this budget? You seeing this budget, Murray? And just like slam the door on your own order. Like,
get out of business.
I'm thinking.
He's got a George Costanza his way.
He does.
Like really out of
He
this.
really
like
does,
Conroy,
yes.
start watching some Seinfeld because I'm telling you, we joked about it before. It was like Conroy's. Everyone like, why do we hire the nice guy?
Yeah.
In the most ruthless needed position.
That's true.
In all of sports, the general manager. You hired the nice guy. Well, you know what? Not only am I leaving, but I only want to go to New Jersey.
Yeah.
Well, Hannafin, the guy's a good guy, I played with Iginla in 2004, right?
We're best friends.
I punched out the other guy on the team because, or Iginla did me a favor.
Did me a solid over there.
The other guy was kind of hanging around my house a little too often.
Kept coming over for casserole. I don't know
Hey, he's not the Amazon delivery driver, I could tell you that. But
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Like, man, we got this guy. Like, come on.
All right. Now, here's the thing. Speaking of contracts, crossover. Ladies and gentlemen, I do not know what happened this week, but put your hands out because money is flying everywhere. This week here in Alberta, $70 million in lotto money. In the NBA, if your name's Jaylen Brown, congratulations.
Jeez.
You just broke the NBA record. 5 years, $304 million for the second best player on the Celtics.
Not Jokic, not Doncic, not Giannis, not LeBron.
Nope.
Not anybody.
Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown.
Carry the one that equals to $60.4 million a year.
Hey, great work on the carry.
Thank you.
That's a good carry.
That's what it is. So he gets big money. The NBA world, the sporting world goes crazy. Holy cow, this guy's making. Then the LA Chargers, owned by Greeks, by the way, go, hey, we got a little something too. We're going to give Justin Herbert 5 years, $262 million, but 122 or 218 million of that guaranteed. We're guaranteeing he's going to get that money.
52.5. 52.5. I got 50. Like, what do they do? Do they auction this stuff
They
off?
auction the contracts.
Like they got the agents there. I got 50, 50, 50 over here, 50. Do I got a 50, 52, 52 and a half? You're getting a Justin Herbert. LA Chargers quarterback 52 and a half. 50 sold.
So, of course,
to the Greek.
The NBA goes, of course the NFL comes behind us. We showed our hand too early. And then NFL goes, look at that. We look amazing. Next week, we're going to break that record because Joe Burrow's going to be up for it. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Whoa.
But then Saudi Arabia said, whoa.
Oh.
Didn't you guys hear? We got the PGA and the live golf. You don't think we can get players here? You don't think we can get players here? Hey, Mbappe, what are you doing? Pardon? 1 year. $776 million plus 300 transfer, $1.1 billion 1 year.
Wow.
1 year. And he said no.
And we're down a subscriber. Call us. Call us.
And he said no.
Wow.
And he said no.
Okay, I'll get to you. Mbappe.
What the hell is going on? Of course there's aliens.
The Saudis are aliens.
Honorable.
The honorable. This is
This is alien money. This isn't real money.
this is alien money. This is.
Buddy, this is crazy.
This is okay. Let's start at the top of the.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go up there.
Jaylen Brown. I don't listen here, Boston. I don't get you. I don't get this one whatsoever.
Yeah.
He's a good player,
Right,
Mitch.
right.
We all got it. We all understand it. The Boston Celtics can't win a championship with the team they got.
Right.
With the salaries that they're paying. Meaning,
Correct.
before this contract, they got money to float around, this, that. When you do something like this, you just killed your bench. You have to.
You have to.
You're
For this year.
You're soaking up your bench.
Right.
So I don't understand how a team like Boston breaks the record to a commitment
Yeah.
to people that have been playing together for quite some time
Correct.
and not getting it for you. This type of money for me is when you walk up to, you try to poach someone who's somewhat of a winner.
Right.
I'm sorry. Like, Boston, you sealed your fate. Like, this is not the way to go about it with a player like that.
In today's NBA, where we're starting to see, it's all about, obviously superstars play a bigger role in the NBA than maybe other sports. Jaylen Brown's a great player. Don't get me wrong. But he literally
You take him over
the
Tatum?
No, I don't. He's the second best player. I said it earlier. He's the second best player on that team. But here's the thing. This is all strategic, right? Next year, the NBA salary cap
That's
goes
it.
up.
That's all
so
it is.
that's all this is about. It's just funny that you're giving that kind of money to that guy when, well, let's be honest, he was about to roll out Boston. You know it. I know. We all know it. You guys get him, to Dimitri's point, you want him to stay, but the one thing they've unfortunately proven is that this team right now, Jaylen and Tatum, are just not that right combination. They're just not that right combination to win you guys. They're good for the regular
Exactly.
season. They're good for the playoff. They couldn't beat the Heat in the Eastern Conference
And
Finals.
instead of just keeping some money on the sideline,
Right. Agreed. Yeah, I agree, man.
you could beef up those guys.
Couldn't agree more.
Right? No, you didn't do it. I mean, to me, outside of the Durant thing, but this is where you look at teams like the Phoenix.
Right.
Right? Where, before they made the big splash. But they only make that big splash because they have
That's right.
the room for it.
100%.
Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'll take Booker over both of those guys.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
Personally, me. But that's the thing now. Like, you just killed your franchise.
I think what's happening here, Dimitri, is they're trying to impress somebody that's literally your second choice, and that's what I find more. Jaylen, take your money and run, bro.
Buddy, good for the agent. Who's your agent?
Yeah, your team right now is going, we're scared. Like, Boston is not Calgary, and I hate coming back to this, but people want to play in Boston. You're talking about Boston Garden. Granted, it's TD Garden, but it's Boston. It's Celtics basketball. People will come. What are you afraid of?
Right.
I'm not telling you don't give Jaylen $60 million, but I'm telling you don't give Jaylen $60 million.
No. Next. The Herbert. I like it.
I like him too.
Okay, this one, at least it makes sense.
Can I tell you one quick thing?
Go
Do you know
ahead.
what his record is in the few years that he's been in the NFL? What's his record?
I don't know.
25-25. He's literally 500.
He's a 500 guy.
He's a 500 guy.
Okay.
So this is a big year for him.
Okay, I like him.
Yeah.
I think he's a good quarterback.
Yeah.
I think he's been on a 500 rest of the type team.
I would agree.
Okay?
Sure.
But it's simple. Can you make plays?
Mm-hmm.
Can you throw the ball?
Sure.
Can you lead the team?
Absolutely.
And when you he's in my opinion, he's a top 5 type quarterback going forward.
Yes.
Okay?
100%.
So he's in that Burrow, Herbert,
Yes.
type of Jones.
Yeah.
Who else am I
Lamar,
missing? Josh Allen. Thank you. That's that next class of people. So when you find a quarterback in the NFL, you do have to lock him up.
I'll give you.
And you got to do it at fair market value. It was just his year in 2023. Like if it was last year, 2 years or whatever it is, then guess what? You're getting that money.
So
right?
last week we talked about. I asked you a question. How do you find what's the right answer to putting together a Stanley Cup NHL team? Right. I asked you that question. We said blah blah, but the bottom 6 is what we said.
Right.
In the NFL, I think the you want to call it the cheat code. You got to get a quarterback on that rookie money. Okay. and then let them, like Russell Wilson's, in my opinion, and it kind of happened, it just happened too late. If we go back to the archives, I think I said this.
Right.
Russell Wilson, when he won one Super Bowl with Seattle and then ended up going to another Super Bowl, which he lost, unfortunately, because of his own mistakes. After he won, let's say he won that one against New England. He's got 2 under a rookie contract. After that, see ya, Russell. Bye. You got us 2 Super Bowls. That's unheard of. You got us 1, and as Aaron Rodgers will tell you, that's hard enough to get. The formula for the NFL is you guys want to hold on to all these superstars because it's jersey sale, and it makes all sense. Connor McDavid, I'm looking at you. The point is, though, you want to win or you want to make money. This, to me, is a money play.
Right.
Okay? And now Herbert's going to get his money. He's smart. Don't get me wrong. He is top 5, but you need to now give him guys like Keenan Allen. He's proven he's always hurt. Williams, always hurt.
Yeah.
Austin Eckler's pissed off because he's a running back, and running backs don't get any money.
Right.
So there's other things you gotta do. You gave Herbert the money, awesome, he deserves it, but you gotta
lock him in. And this is where it's a little different in the NFL because that quarterback position, unfortunately, is that type of position that you need. But you're right. Like, look at Mahomes, for example.
Exactly.
But,
do you know he's 8th on the list of quarterbacks being paid right now?
That's insanity. But
two-time NFL champion and two-time MVP.
So but the thing is he locked it in being number 1 back then. Right.
Yeah.
The guy's
and he'll get his money.
He'll get his money.
Don't worry.
But man, these agents these days,
they're raking it. The Mbappe thing. Tell me what you think of this one. This is the one.
This guy has to be.
Yeah.
Not only is he the dumbest guy out there.
I agree.
Whoever is around him.
Right.
Are also the dumbest people around him.
Dumbest.
Okay. Now, I can most certainly appreciate someone turning down money, something that's ludicrous, something that, I can see that where and when it's warranted and when it has an impact. So, for example, follow me on this.
Yeah, I'm going to follow you.
Let's say right now I'm a 30-year-old soccer player of Mbappe's. Let's take Mbappe now at 30, 32 years old.
Right.
Okay. And let's say he's never won a Champions League, for example.
Sure.
Which is the coveted club prize.
Right.
Okay. I can see at that point saying, listen, Saudi Arabia, thanks for the money, but I'm really in it for my legacy right now. Like, I really, really have to take this off. It means more to me than money, blah, blah. I respect that. I get that. I'll come to you in the latter half like Ronaldo did and Messi in Miami. I get all that stuff, okay? But when you're, what is he, 23, 24, Mitch?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. When you're that young, you've already got a World Cup under your belt.
Right.
And when you're sitting here saying, no, I want to go to Real Madrid will be there.
Yeah.
Real Madrid will be there. You, at 24, to take a year off your life to go play in Saudi Arabia.
I agree,
for
man.
basically $750 million.
Right.
And then come back when you're not even fully in your full prime yet. Like, you get to leave before your prime as a World Cup winner.
Yeah.
And then finalist. You've done 2 World Cups back to back to back. And the Euro.
Dude,
come back and you're still not in your prime? Listen, man, you're an idiot.
Yeah, like seriously, this is the weirdest and dumbest play of
And
all
if
time.
I'm the agent, I'm choking him.
100%.
If this was Mitch, if this was you,
100%.
where you're like, listen, you know what? We got offered $750 million for the sports show to broadcast in Saudi Arabia. We got to learn a little bit of Arabic, but guess what? I turned them down, Dimitri, because we have goals here. Goals! I would choke you out.
Listen, this is what I just don't get about the whole thing.
Choke you!
The team that you don't want to. The team that you've played for is getting some money for transferring you over. That's a nice gesture. You're helping them out. Then you're getting $770 million to play 1 year. To Dimitri's point, it's 1 year. COVID was 2. You mean to tell me Saudi Arabia is that bad? Is Saudi Arabia Calgary? Is this what you're telling me? Is this what you're telling me? Because I don't believe it. It's 1 year, and excellent point by Dimitri. You're going to be 24, 25, you get back. Hey,
nothing happened.
By the way, you'll play. You don't even have to exert yourself. You're probably literally 1,000 times better than every other player there. So you're going to like basically be in practice every day.
Yeah.
$776 million in your pocket. You're getting better. You're healthier because you're not playing against the top, and you can go back to whatever league you want, La Liga and all that crap, and do whatever you want after. Unbelievable.
This is the craziest thing
You're crazy.
I have ever heard of someone turning something down. I'm not about the money.
If it was
Yeah,
5
you are.
years, I
Yeah,
get it.
you are.
If it was 10 years, get it.
I get
1 year, bro. 1 year. And who's to say you have to stay right after the game? Get on a plane and go to Greece. Go somewhere. Wherever you want to go, bro.
Who's around this guy?
I don't know.
His agent, I'm telling you right now, his agent probably has had 5 heart attacks already.
Do you know how much money that is? Let me show you. I wrote this down. That money is so much. It's LeBron all time, 20 plus years in the NBA, $531 million. Patrick Mahomes up to now, and when his contract will be done, $494 million. The value of the Arizona Coyotes, $450 million. The entire Mets payroll right now, highest in the major leagues, $367 million. You're getting $400 million more than that. And you have something to say. You've lost me, Mbappe. You lost me.
To sit here and to say that this guy could make more money in 1 year than guys like Tiger, Michael Jordan, Floyd Mayweather, LeBron James made in career salary earnings.
I can't wait to tell
More
my
in
dad
1 year.
later.
Oh,
I'm going to call my dad later.
Oh.
Did you hear about this?
yeah. Finally, we won't be the 2 biggest losers in his mind.
He's like, hey, you do that sports show, that loser? Yeah, Dad, but listen to this. Mbappe said no
your
to $1
son?
billion bucks.
Yeah, your dad, but the best is your dad. I love getting your dad going.
Oh, it's the best.
At the birthday the other week or whatever. It was,
Yeah, you were you're vicious. You're vicious.
vicious. Poking
Okay,
and prodding.
couple small things I want to finish off with the NFL. Real quick, I thought this one was beautiful. So, Justin Jefferson plays for that purple team. But he's good. He's a superstar. He's top. He's the best wide receiver in the league.
He's got a name like that he should be a president. You know,
Yeah,
like
he
there's
does have a
Thomas
good
Jefferson,
president name, yeah.
And then there's President Justin Jefferson.
So he was
I
on
could vote for him.
He was on some podcast and they asked him, who are the top 5 quarterbacks in the league right now? He
Sure.
goes,
Oh.
Mahomes,
Okay.
Burrows,
Okay.
Lamar,
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers,
Yeah.
Josh Allen.
Great.
Okay.
But who is not on the list?
Exactly. And that's what everyone's been talking about. It's like, dude, out of courtesy, don't you put Kirk Cousins on it? And like everybody's been arguing, and it's actually like 50-50. If you hear a lot of podcasts out there right now, people are they're like, look, he was just being honest. And then other people are like, yeah, but Kirk's throwing him the ball. And Kirk Cousins right now is climbing up that, because of that Netflix show, that quarterback show.
Oh, he's climbing.
He's climbing the rankings in people loving the guy. You know what I mean? So Justin, I don't know. This is kind of like asking, somebody asking you, hey man, who are the best 3 kissers you've ever had in your life? And you're like, oh, there was Vanessa, there was Kate, and there was whatever. And you're totally not including Bob, exactly. And you're not including your wife in that? You're crazy. You've lost your mind.
See, if he had any type of... if I was his handler, Mitch. If I was his handler, I'd be like, listen, this is how you answer the question. You say, you know what? For me, Kirk Cousins is number 1. We have the chemistry. Yeah. But for the sake of the list, I'm going to leave him out.
This is the sales guy.
As to not be
this
fair.
This is the sales
Then you
guy.
name the top 5. Then when you go back to the dressing room... Then when you go back, you'd be like, hey, you didn't name me. Come on, man. Come on. This is what they're looking for. You can sell it to the Cousins.
You're crazy. Like, I just find it so weird.
Guess who's not coming back
That's what, guess
to
whose
Minnesota?
guess whose locker room's not, or stall is not next to the other guy. Hey, Justin, we're going to put you right next to Kirk. Just, get that chemistry going. But weirdly, Kirk said no. I don't know why. I can't figure it out. I don't know. I truly do believe he should, exactly the way you said it.
That's it.
Just be like, well, Kirk's awesome. But just if you guys are kind of just play it that way. Just like, you know what? But these are the top 5 guys, and
you don't even
but I
have
love
to
my man Kirk. You could have said something like that.
Yeah, but you don't have to actually say top 5. You can be like, listen, Kirk's number 1. I don't care. I'll name you the other 5 I like. Make it a 6 list.
Make it a 6.
It's not an official
what are they
list.
gonna do? Kick you out?
What, you malaka? What's wrong with you? Where are these agents?
Now you made it awkward.
I'm not voting for you anymore.
Now you
Quite
made it
frankly,
awkward.
That's a terrible presidential name.
Buddy, I just thought to myself,
What is
funny.
wrong with these people?
Well,
You can't. People that get hit on the head for a living, you can't put them on the spot to answer questions.
That's a good point. That's a
You
good
can't.
point.
It's tough.
Okay, last one in the NFL.
Okay.
This week, big news. So, a couple weekends ago, I told you Tom Brady, Kim Kardashian might be a thing.
Right.
It's not. It's actually Tom and Irina
Ooh.
Shayk. She is a supermodel as well.
Mm-hmm.
She used to date this guy named Leonardo DiCaprio
Whoa.
and Bradley Cooper.
Whoa.
So my question, now Bradley Cooper and I think Tom Brady are kind of buddies, and I think Leonardo and Tom are kind of buddies.
Right.
Is this a little weird? Or?
Not in Hollywood. No.
Not in Hollywood.
No, that's acceptable.
It's a little
That's
off.
what they do.
That's what they do. Eh?
That's what they do.
I'd be weirded out by it a
It's
little
not
bit.
for the Greek community. I can tell you
I'll
that.
tell you right. Yeah, it's not the truth.
That's not. That's,
Isn't that the truth? I'd be a little weirded out because all of them are the Tom Bradys of what they do to some degree, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, okay, I'm Tom Brady, 7-time Super Bowl champion. Bradley Cooper is a MAGA, and Leonardo DiCaprio is a super MAGA.
Yeah.
And I mean, she's probably seen, everything, and it's like, now I've got to compare, and now I got to, it's in the back of my mind. I don't think I could do it.
for her, maybe she wants to settle down. I see Tom as the boring out of the three.
You do?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point.
He's a little more preppy than the other guys.
But then she's probably going, you were with Giselle for a long time, so you must be just amazing. You got all the components. You're right. You're a dad. You're good looking. You're a 7-time champ.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a point.
Number 12 on the score sheets. Number 1 in your hearts.
And
Thomas
from there,
Brady.
you know what's number 1 in this sports show? Rapid banter.
For the season.
Here we go.
Okay.
Brady's replacement in Tampa Bay is Baker Mayfield. He said he's off the social media for the last 2 years. Will this help him or make him a better QB?
Those are big Super Bowl rings to fill.
Greece beat Serbia 13-7 to make to the water polo world championship. Is this bigger and better than Euro 2004?
My wife and I are still not talking.
Bailey Gunn is retiring from wrestling. Hall of Fame career or you didn't know?
Your ass better call somebody.
Calais Campbell, defensive end for the Ravens, says that Mac Jones, yes, quarterback for the New England Patriots, is the nastiest trash talker he's ever seen. I can see it, or you must be very sensitive.
Kirk Cousins still not on the list.
That's a good point. NFL coaches, here's a question, great debate. Should they go back to wearing suits on the sidelines?
No, Belichick cut off tees, please.
Last one. Start one, bench one, cut one. Gronk, Travis Kelce, Gonzalez. I know, right?
You gotta start. Oh, wow. Listen, you gotta start the Gronk.
You got to start the Gronk.
You gotta start the Gronk. Well, no, is it right now? Is it no,
Yeah,
just
well,
all
they're-
time,
yeah,
prime.
all time.
Start the Gronk, bench the Kelce, cut the Gonzalez. That hurt me.
That did.
That
He's
hurt
a good
me.
guy.
Man, what a tight end lineup.
Well, that's a 2 out of Kansas City. Interesting. Kansas City, the home of the best tight ends.
Interesting.
And speaking of that,
Especially
we're
about
on to MAGA or MALAKA. It's the last one.
Okay.
I started the pod off by telling you that Travis Kelce wanted to give a friendship bracelet to Taylor Swift. Taylor said no. In my mind, and I know Dimitri's mind, he has better game than that. It's, ladies and gentlemen, gifts to give your crush. Here we go.
Okay.
MAGA or MALAKA. Mixtape, MAGA or MALAKA.
Classic. That's a MAGA.
Even today, though, where no one has the
It
tape
means more.
That's a good
It
point.
means more.
More effort.
Yeah,
good
more-
point.
way
Good
more
point.
effort.
Flowers.
Yeah, MAGA. Flowers are always nice, but a good arrangement. Don't cheat. Like,
Yeah. Don't
like-
buy the ones at the supermarket.
I was just gonna say, don't go to the grocery store where it's on sale and it's looking a little light. Don't. We've all been there.
Oh, we all do it.
We all
I don't know
do it. We've all done it. But
what do you
just-
think you're getting at your house later? Candy bars or candy, like chocolates.
No, MALAKA, are you crazy?
You trying to go the wrong way?
You're going the wrong way. You know I can't eat that.
Bracelet. Now here, you tried to give her a bracelet. What about a diamond bracelet? How you doing?
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna go Malaka.
MALAKA.
That's
Too much.
a little too. That's scary.
That's too fast.
That's basically saying I want to. That's almost like proposing at this point. It can be a little offensive.
Could be aggressive.
Sorry.
Courts might look at it that way.
They might look at it that way.
So I guess the diamond ring's out of the question. That was next on the list.
Malaka, yeah. Unless you're really sure.
Unless you're really sure. What about just a ring? Like, okay, no diamond, just a ring.
No.
Too much.
Too much.
Hey,
you're
we're
gonna
just
get a
trying
ring.
to go for
Just
a
get
Slurpee.
the ring.
We're just going for a Slurpee.
Yeah.
Slurpee.
Get the bracelet. Look,
Yeah.
There's nothing. Hey, nice little gold bracelet.
How about this one? So Ocho Cinco was asked, remember Chad Ocho Cinco?
85.
85 for the Cincinnati Bengals. A couple weeks ago, I saw on Instagram feed, somebody asked him something about going on a date. And he goes, do you think spending $300 on a date is too much? He's like, what? He lost his mind. He's like, $300? Expensive date. Yes or no? MAGA,
Yeah,
MALAKA?
MAGA, you got to do it, man.
Gotta do it
You
in
got to
this
pay to play.
Inflation's not going to light up
You
on
got to pay to play.
you. Well said, sir. Well said. Couple more. Bags. Like nice bags. I had a friend, gave them out like candy back in the day.
No, MAGA. MAGA. You know why?
You give a bag,
Yeah.
you got her attention.
You got the attention, and the best thing about giving the bag is that it's not an everyday thing. There's never enough.
Never enough.
Never enough.
Okay, two more. Here we go. The fuzzy handcuffs. I say go right in. I say why not?
It's
I say why not?
You got to be sure. And
I say why not?
And if you're gonna go handcuffs, just kind of get the whole package then. At that
The
point.
sex swing. That was next on my list. I swear to God.
MAGA
Right
and
here.
MAGA.
Can you imagine? Like,
Don't
listen, I
cross
got
the
us a little
handcuffs,
something.
but don't handcuff yourself to the swing.
That's a little
We've
weird.
all done it 4 times.
Especially if you anchor it into the ceiling and then you're stuck. And then, not that I know, I'm just saying.
See, this is the thing I got with the sex swing.
Right.
The setup is crazy to me, right? Because
Yeah.
you get it. You're like, oh, we're in the mood. But then there's a big setup. How do you get the ladder? Like, there's a lot of work involved.
There's a lot of work.
And then you got to commit to the swing. And then,
Yeah, you don't want it just sitting there while you're asleep. You're like, are we going to use that tonight, honey?
It's like, well, this was a wasted purchase.
It's always in the way when you're trying to watch TV.
Yeah, it's like, could you move the thing?
Actually, I would sit in it to watch TV. That'd be fun.
That's the best.
Put a little
Give me
tray
like a
on it if you
new
can.
gamer's chair. Hey, honey, could you get the Dirt Devils? I just got a couple
Gamer
of
sex chairs. You know what? You killed. I'm seeing an industry for this. I don't know about you, man.
You know, it'd be the worst though. You're watching TV on the swing and it kind of twirls and gets tangled, and you.
Honey, I'm stuck again.
Could you get me a hard seltzer from the fridge? I'm a little.
I'm like 3 feet off the ground. I need a little help. All right, last one. Another friend of mine used to do this all the time. He had 3 things he would do for his girl. God rest his soul. I love him more than anything. Chris, this is for you, buddy. Chris would take you on a trip to Mexico. He would move you in. And then, hey, it was always the annual pass at the zoo. Ladies and gentlemen, trips. Is that the killer?
MAGA.
MAGA is the trip.
Trip is
I
a
agree.
MAGA.
He was smart.
Yeah, whether you like it or not,
Yeah.
we're here together.
God rest your soul, buddy.
Yeah.
Fuck, I missed those stories.
The trips.
He was the master. He's like, listen, we're going to start with a little zoo. Okay. I always made this joke when he first started, like when he was dating a lot. He would go to the zoo and the gorillas behind the thing would be like, hey, there's Chris again. And I was, wait a minute, who's that? Like he would just, you know what I mean?
The only single guy to have a season's pass at the zoo for himself.
Swear to God. And he
Yeah.
used it all the time.
Yeah, the zoo is. Think about what you get at the
He was
zoo.
and you know, you do. You get a lot of
you
things.
get to talk. You
Yep.
get to walk. You get breaks to look at stuff.
Exactly.
There's
It's a real icebreaker.
That's
and trust me, no one else is doing it.
no one's doing it.
And then after that, once you pass that test, he's like, listen, I don't know what you're doing. We're going to Mexico. Boom.
There you go. Exactly, and he'll fly you there on a plane, on a jet,
I mean, granted, there's a lot
on a
of delays.
UFO. Apparently,
The honorable. Ladies and gentlemen, there it is. Season 7 is in the books.
Wow, this is crazy. Remember, at Sports Show Podcast, that's the Instagram. The Sports Show TV on the YouTube. You got a summer season to really just catch up, listen, subscribe, share with a friend, do all all that fun stuff. But yeah, episode 270, season 7. This one is for the books, but we do got to shove the whole season in the locker because we got to take a long shower after this
It'll
one.
be a good one.
Thanks, Roster.
Have a great guys.
I thoroughly enjoyed this season.
You know what?
This was a
I think
good
this
season.
was the funniest season of all time.
Yeah, it was the funnest one.
That was the fun.
Yeah, yeah, it really felt it.
Spotcha! Get!
Between this and them, now you about to win this. Well, freedom is so now I tell that girl get on my
DSW,
business.
we're Saved by the Bell by the Sports Show, playing every week. Podbean, Spotify, iTunes, Sports Show TV, at Sports Show Podcast. Amy, do it. At Sports Show Podcast.